So, I found often that people want to make a change in their lives. There's something that you want to do, or maybe there's just something you want to create. You wanted to start a book, you want to make a short film, kind of whatever it is. These sort of this desire to do something, to create something. And I think one of the things that gets in our way very often is real clarity of what that's going to be or how we're going to do it. It's easy to have an idea between here and work in the morning, if you're on a commute, it's really easy to come up with different ideas or watching a movie, reading what other people are doing on social media. It can be simple to come up with something that would be really cool to do. But how does that come from something that's really going to be cool to do to something that actually becomes actionable? And I think that's where a lot of us, get hung up. And, so I just want to sort of offer something. I've got this free e-course that I've been putting out about creating SMART goals and then setting milestones to be able to measure the progress. And part of why that's really important is just really sitting down and saying, what are the goals? What are the steps? Because we actually are all way more competent and able to do the things that we want to do more than we think we are, or more than sometimes our past shows that we can. Wanting to write something, wanting to create a short film, write a song, record the song, record an album, all these different things. Like, we actually can really do those things. But one thing that often I've noticed is that people that I work with, or even in myself, it's like I'm not really clear what the next step is. And so if I'm not really clear on what the next step is, or what are all the steps I have to do, then how am I going to do those things? And, like Sarah and I, every Monday morning, we sit down, we actually go over what our week is going to look like. What are our goals? What are some of our intentions, things we would like to do? And one of the things that makes that so wonderfully effective is that sometimes we get into the week and we get busy with some of those to-dos, or we get busy with whatever that comes up, and then it can be pretty simple to actually forget, wait, what am I going to do today? And so coming up with the clear steps and the clear goals becomes a really key part of being able to do those things that we would like to do, the things that we dream of doing, that kind of thing. So, if you have ideas of things that come up while you're driving, or things that have been in your mind for a long time, or boy, if I could only find the time, I want to challenge you to actually go, sign up for the free e-course and try it out and just see how that works for you. If you basically say, you know what, I can break this down into little steps, because there are so many times in my life and in so many people's lives that I know or people I've worked with, which is like, there's just something that I really want to do, but I just don't have the time. And very often, it can be broken down into small little steps that are then actionable. And then the last thing is that when you have that, and maybe you think, I want to do this little thing this week. I'm gonna sit down. And I'm gonna write 500 words, or I'm going to, I'm gonna spend half an hour working on some chords for a song, or whatever that happens to be for your particular sort of creative endeavor or creative niche. We get into it and then we think, oh boy, I had this idea, I was going to do it last week and I didn't, or I just sat down and something else came up, I got distracted. The demoralizing aspect of that, I would just say, let that go. As soon as that happens, just let it go and be willing to recommit to that again. And it's okay if it takes a week, 2 weeks, several weeks before that little thing, before you can hit those little things. And that's just totally okay. But just break that down, because I think that there's just so much that you could do. And I just want to reiterate that there is some gift that you have, or many gifts that you have, that I'm sure you want to share with the world, and actually the world wants from you. And so go ahead and give it to us, and share it with us. I'd love to see what it is.